I am back. I'm back on today's episode of Jimmy's Let's Chat. I wanted to talk about the idea of trademarking and patenting ideas, goods, and just things in general, and how I feel as though someone shouldn't be able to patent or trademark a cultural or a traditional name, good, or thing in general. And I'm going to explain and give you guys detail on that. So, this whole video idea came from a video I watched on Instagram. This guy, he was explaining that he believes that Africans should start to trademark and patent their own goods and their own things the same way that the West does. And the reason he thinks that we should do so is because he's seen in different occasions and different circumstances where our personal things have been almost stolen, repackaged, and now you have Westerners or Asians or other people making money off of a traditional idea or traditional thing and then putting patents and trademarks around them, stopping Africans from also doing the same. So let me actually give you guys that video. No. Before I even give you the video, let me explain to you guys what trademarking and patenting is. So when you trademark or you patent something, it's to protect you and your original idea. I'm gonna give you an example. If Jimmy invents a laptop that can walk on its own, that way I don't have to carry this, right? That's a whole new invention. Nobody's ever invented a walking laptop. I would go and I would patent the the mechanical arrangement and all this of how to build the laptop. I would patent that. Let's say I branded it Jimmy's walking laptop, and that was the name of the laptop. I would, what's it called? Trademark. I would trademark Jimmy's walking laptop, meaning that if someone else creates their own walking laptop, they can do that as long as they're not copying from what I created. And it would protect me from them being able to also put Jimmy's walking laptop on their laptops. You guys get the point? There's validity to the idea of trademarking and patenting things. It's good that it exists, but I do feel as though our capitalistic world allows it to go too far. Now let me show you guys this video that the guy was talking about, and he was talking about it in context to us Africans need to start doing the same thing to our own goods. Hear this. Wrote them really well. And sometimes I decide to read them because every African. By the way, this guy's name is Toneendungu. I think his name is Tony Ndogo. Dongo. He's definitely Kenyan from that last name. I just don't know what part? Should read it. This one is from David Coleman, a Ghanaian. I'll give you the vibe. So I quote, patent and trademark everything African before it's too late. Inspired by the brilliant post, Why Made in Africa is Ignored in Africa, by Farouk Mark Mukibi. Go read it. Here's a different dimension of the same issue. I once dated a girl who proudly used a tiny $30 bag of luxury soap. I took one look at it and nearly burst out laughing. It was Alata Samina, our beloved Ghanaian black soap, in fancy packaging. Same scent, same texture, same ingredients. I told her, for $30, I could get you 3 buckets of this from Makola. That moment stuck with me. We keep losing ground, not because we lack brilliance, but because we refuse to formalize ownership. Well, okay, I'm going to pause that right there. So you heard the story he gave. There was a Ghanaian guy who was dating a girl. The girl's using fancy soap. He looked at the soap and realized that it's a traditional Ghanaian soap that they make back home, except it was being marketed as a high-end product, like a high-end soap, and his girlfriend had paid $30 for it, right? So he says that we're gonna keep losing ground if we don't start trademarking our own things. And I want to pause here. I don't want to get through the whole video, and I want to explain to you guys why I disagree with this idea. One, let me give you an example. Let's say, no, actually, this is actually already happening. I saw on Instagram this I think he was Canadian or American. He owns a brewing company where they brew and make alcohols and different beers and wines and all that. He went to Kenya and he learned how to make moratina. Moratina is a traditional Kikuyu drink. I don't know if it's a wine, a liquor, or what, but it's definitely alcoholic. So he documented the whole process of him learning using the right fruits, the right process, the whole process. And then he went back to his country, which is Canada or America, and he's gonna add Moratina to his menu. Now, I pause right there. If this guy wants to make Moratina, realistically, nobody can tell him not to make Moratina, right? First of all, it's a traditional drink. If it's supposed to be secret and private, whoever taught him to make it and allowed him to record should have never done that. But I'm saying now that he knows and whatever, if he wants to make his own Moratina at home, he can do that. Now, let's say he wants to go ahead and start bottling Moratina and selling it. You're going to have a lot of Kenyans, Kikuyus, who would be mad conceptually because they feel as though that's our traditional drink. It shouldn't be out there being sold as like a commercialized thing. And then you're going to have some people who will be like, who cares, this and the other. Let the world see it. I'm on both ends, but for me, my problem comes in when it comes to patenting and trademarking. Let's say that guy who owns that brewing shop, let's say yes, he wants to now start brewing Moratina in his place and he wants to start selling it to his customers. I personally don't see a real big problem in that if he knows how to make it. If it's something that he can make here in America, or you can make it in Kenya, or you can make it in China, nobody's gonna stop him from making it. The second he decides to go and trademark the word Moratina, that's where Jimmy's like, take all of this off the table. One, I don't think that a traditional name or traditional concept or anything cultural should be trademarked because nobody created it. Not one person created it. Nobody owns Moratina. So if he was to trademark that here in America, let's say he trademarked the word Moratina and they allowed him, that would stop any other person in the world from doing the same thing and labeling their thing as Moratina and being able to sell it in America. That shouldn't be even a thing. That should not exist. And the reason I kind of disagreed with this guy's video where he's telling us Africans to start trademarking and what's it calling our own things in order to protect it. The reason I disagree with him is because I feel as though that's playing into the hand that you're trying to work against. Like, it, hear me out. If he trademarks Moratina and Jimmy wants to go and bottle his own thing named Moratina, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to respect that trademark. I'm not going to respect it. I will trademark the crap out of you. I will go and do my own thing, right? Now, the only time the law can get involved realistically is if I tried to sell that Moratina in America where they honor these trademark laws. Realistically, America's not going to come to Kenya and tell me, we trademarked Moratina. You can't sell this in Kenya. They might try, but realistically, how are they going to stop you? I don't think they're going to stop you. So when you understand like trademarking and patenting, it's usually to protect certain economies, right? Let's say I own a chips Oreos. Everybody loves Oreos, the cookies with the cream in the middle. Obviously, the government should stop Jimmy from going and making Oreos and making money off of the brand and the hard work that Oreos has put in. Protect Oreos by all means. But if America thinks that they could tell Jimmy not to label his product as Moratina when Moratina is a traditional name for a traditional drink, that's where I'm like, everything's off the table. So to just wrap this all up, I personally think that yes, we should do that with our own intellectual property if you invent something, if you create something from scratch and all that. But I don't think we should honor foreign trademarks or foreign uh, patents for things that we culturally own. That's playing into the hand of the West. If we all just collectively say we don't give a crap what you say, these are our traditional things, nobody can steal it. Um, Nobody can steal. They can steal the idea, and still go do what they want to do, but they can't enforce you to stop also making the same thing over there. That's my overall 2 cents on this idea. Let me play some more of this video because he gives some more insight.
Whose jollof is better. People out there are filing trademarks for Kente, Baobab, and Sobolo, turning them into $1 million brands.
You hear that? Kente is a name for the Ghanaian, if I'm correct, clothing, the cloth, the Kente, the pattern, all that. Somebody tried to trademark Kente. Baobab, that's a tree from Eastern Africa, if I'm correct. I think baobabs grow in Madagascar and along the equator-ish region. But the idea that you could trademark baobab is so ridiculously stupid to me. Freaking tree, it's the name of a tree. And you're telling me that somebody can trademark that and own it like this is mine. I own the word baobab. I own the word kente. Please, please, please go screw yourself. Go screw yourself. So my message to the Africans and the African government or whoever may be watching this that it may speak to, do not respect these trademarks on your own cultural ideas or your own intellectual property. The fact that somebody thinks they can go and trademark kente, go to hell, please. And I mean that. You cannot sit here and own a cultural name or a cultural this. And then he kind of talks further and he explains Kim Kardashian trademarked, what was it?
Her daughter's name. Let that sink in. Northwest is now a brand. So is Kimoji. So was kimono. Till the Japanese government begged her to stop.
You hear that part? Kim Kardashian trademarks her daughter's name and all this and kimono. And kimono, if I'm correct, is a Japanese thing. And the Japanese government is begging her to stop. What do you mean begging her to stop? What do you mean begging her to stop? You just don't respect this trademark. You stop respecting American trademarks if they're going to allow people to steal cultural things. That's my 2 cents. Stand 10 toes. Don't allow or don't fall into these rules of the world or these, what's it called, capitalistic rules about trademarking and patenting for your own cultural things. You give them the middle finger and you tell them go screw yourself. You don't own this. That's the end of this video. I love y'all. Y'all put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Like I said in the beginning, there's validity to certain things. If I create a Moratina drink and I name it Jimmy's Bum Bum Drink, that's fine. No, please don't go and try to steal Jimmy's Bum Bum Drink. But if I try to go and trademark Moratina, everyone should come and look for Jimmy with a pitchfork. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!